Yes, everything is more difficult now. Everything is likely to remain more difficult for some period of time. But to get through it all, well, we need a change in attitude, an attitude of gratitude. What do I mean? Well, yesterday I was getting my hair cut. The Supercuts franchise was open for the first time and starting this week, and I was able to sneak my way in. It was great. And while I was there, getting your hair cut, you just listen to everything. The owner of the franchise had to spend her time on the phone all the time because everything's by appointment only. They've got these restrictions. You got to wait outside. Everything's got to get cleaned up. You know, but we're all getting through this, right? All right. So most of the phone calls were real quick. Yeah, 4:30, no problem. Bing, all done. But there was one person who just occupied a tremendous amount of her time and was clearly just angry about everything. Just you could tell from one side of the conversation. And I'm thinking, really? Really? I mean, like life is not difficult enough. You have to make it more difficult. Now, I realize that this person is struggling, as we all are, and for some reason, they're in a place in their heart where they feel compelled to take it out on the world rather than, well, make the world a better place. But see, this is something that really gets to me because, I mean, take for example, if you live in an authoritarian country, have you ever wondered what it's like to live with a constant police presence and people telling you what to do? How do people deal with it? I'll tell you how they deal with it. I mean, for example, if you're in China or Russia or whatever, you have this attitude of don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Like if you want to speed and the fine is 500 renminbi, you put 500 renminbi in your pocket. You get pulled over, there you go. That's what it costs, right? At the extreme end, like the protesters in Hong Kong, all right? They don't just go out in the street and protest and tell everybody what they think. No, they all write their wills and they say goodbye to everybody and they're prepared to die. They know what the potential penalty is and they're prepared to pay it. And so they go and do what they know they need to do. Now, you're saying, look, we're a developed nation, we're a free people, we should be a lot better than that. And you're right. We are better than that. Even through this pandemic, we're not anywhere near as controlling as other countries have been. Okay, but just take that as a baseline as to how people cope with things. Yeah, we're up here, and we should be getting better all the time. But that difference, okay, is something that we all need to be grateful for and appreciate what we have because that's the only way that we can continue to get better and get through all of this together and make a better world on the other side of it. Now, my friend Renee is very much a Lutheran, or very steeped in Lutheran culture. And I was talking with her one time about the Christian idea of faith versus works. Is it necessary to have uh, good deeds in your life to show that you are a faithful person, or can you just live by faith alone? And her answer was brilliant. She said, you know, good works, good deeds in the world are not about demonstrating your faith. They're about demonstrating gratitude for the grace which we all have received. I just, that's to me just the perfect answer. The attitude of gratitude. Now, you don't have to be a Lutheran or any other kind of Christian to appreciate that. Me, I'm more of a Taoist, actually. I've studied a lot of different faiths around the world. And well, as a Taoist, unfortunately, high and low measure each other. We don't know one without the other. Light illuminates dark. And sometimes we see a lack of gratitude. We understand it by its opposite. Whatever place of pain this particular person was in that they felt they needed to share it out with the rest of the world, that's, that's how we know what the right thing is. And that's why I'm talking to you today. You see, understanding the gifts that we have in the developed world, in the free world, are absolutely critical to moving forward and what taking advantage of them, expressing them in a way that is appropriate. I mean, just imagine all of the things that we've all gone through. This is still the month of June, and I always think that D-Day should be like a national holiday. The sacrifices that were made on that particular day to win the war and free people all around the world are just absolutely incredible, and I don't think we understand them well enough. I mean, this is something within our own country, people in a difficult time, that they just sat down and, well, they didn't sit down, they went forward and did something about it. Here, Americans, we can do this. We can get through this. But it takes that attitude of gratitude to be able to appreciate what we have and spread the joy and happiness and peace around the world. You the D-Day example, I mean, that person on the other end of the phone, honestly, if you're going to get that bent out of shape because your hair is scraggly, I mean, how are you going to do something important in your life, like, liberate France? It just doesn't work, right? If we're going to really move forward and really accomplish all of the changes and get through this together, we need to be grateful for all the things we have. Now, my ancestors, were Irish from one side. We built things like railroads. We probably got paid crap. I'm sure a lot of your ancestors got paid crap. In fact, some of your ancestors might have been slaves, paid nothing and treated like animals, all right? But they got through it. They survived. And we are where we are today. And we built everything that we have here. We should be grateful for that, because that's why we don't need to write out our will before we go and express ourselves, or, deal other things that are necessary to deal with an authoritarian government. The attitude of gratitude will get us through a lot of things, including appreciate the contributions all of us have made. Maybe it'll help us get past racism and other things like that. But most importantly, it's how we move forward. If we look backwards to our history, there's one simple fact that has always been in my mind. If we look backwards to those who have done all of these amazing things to build our world, they will be looking forward to us, wondering why we're looking back at them, because they always had their eyes on the prize. They were always moving forward. And they're looking at us saying, come on, go forward. How do we acknowledge them and move forward? The attitude of gratitude makes all the difference in the world. It'll make you happier and healthier. It's good for you too. I mean, that person on the phone, I thought they might have been having a coronary or something, right? It's not good for anybody. We have so much in the free developed world. We need to be grateful for it. And that's how we move forward together. Yeah, I know everything is difficult, all right? But we can do this. And things are going to keep being difficult. Things might even be a lot more difficult. But how do we do it? How do we get off the beaches of Normandy? How do we get the railroad built? How do we end slavery? How do we do anything? By being grateful for what we have. The attitude of gratitude will get us through just about anything. And it'll make our life a lot better. It'll make, for you and me, happier and healthier. Thank you, everybody.